I really just got to explain why he was bigger than the hegemon, even though it's bigger than the court hegemon and everything. Um, shit, I had it. Well, basically, it's just a system of moral dogma, right? It's like a code behavior, keep you out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? Make sure people can function. It's just basic shit. So. In a sense, like you can't go over the hegemon. People need that. People use that. You know what I mean? So and if you do try, right, then you come off, right? Like people would say, you came off this, you came off that. It's a episodes. It's episodes. So that shit could reduce the corporate hegemon, who is human, to fucking just what's it called? Incoherent babbling. Have you ever seen the news reporters sometimes, and they kept trying to talk and they kept spitting out incoherent babble? Like it's kind of like that's kind of like a harbinger. Like that's kind of like what's in store. You know what I mean? Because they have no. It's like when you see someone with no position, trying to please everybody, and it's not working anymore. You know what do you have to do? Why do I have to remove them? The hegemon removed them. It's you know what I mean, but there's a time for enough chicanery and everything. Just uh, because like people even remove them are gonna get removed after them. You know, it's just don't fuck with any of it. Just don't fuck with any of it. The United States was on its way and had a chance of becoming hegemonic. Um, because well, I should say not the United States, not the United States, America basically. Because America is not a location, is not a geographical location, and if people resonate with that, and you and we um, don't go over the hegemonic. Everywhere in the world we go, we don't go over the hegemonic. We recognize what people, uh, how people, the like kind of function, and so we don't need to exploit that because we're world class people. So we don't need to exploit that. That would make you a laughing stock. That's ideally. Now you know that shit doesn't rock, right? I mean, you could vexate over that and be like, yes, it does rock, but we don't have that though. I'm not saying that it doesn't rock if it's not something that we have even have. So when I say that America had its chance, doesn't mean that it won't become a hegemonic. You know what I'm saying? It's not what I say. It's just what happens after this, and I don't really affect that much. Hardly, like, how the fuck? Like, I'm just a meat suit. Like this is the like you can um, it's limited. It's very just limited. So like basically the suffering never ends. Like you didn't get to stop any of it by being an incarnation. We didn't get to stop it. You know. So what's the next thing then? Since we're here, would be to get compassion. Not the kind that you redeemable for some favors or some recognition or anything like that. It's just the real kind. It doesn't like it's like you're. We don't need anything from anything. You don't. Who's to say that you even like everybody ever even needs shoes during their whole life? You know, you can't go and shoe everybody because you need governance. or because you don't even need to teach everybody to make shoes so that they could uh, um, live outside of and not participate um, you in systems of moral dogma and codes for behavioral codes. Because maybe you just never find yourself in need of any shoes. It's just that's all just kind of an example, because it's not really a natural setting for me to worry about the next person's doing like fucking, and that's why they came up with a scenario for you to have a way to feel about people getting together. So if you have a big family, 18 people, you have to do it at two different houses and shit. Bring your own cup. So it's like, and just make up your mind. Just make up your mind. You know what I mean? You can't save people from suffering and shit. Stay dangerous because you don't want to be, you know, perfectly safe. Let's just say you don't want to like that we'll have that one day, but it's not good for you. Like it's not good or in anybody's interest to be perfectly safe. It just isn't. Like people need to be alive